Welcome to the Sacred Success Summit, where you access the secrets to sacred success and become even more of the goddess you've always known you were. Your host for this session is Samantha Ka'awa. Samantha is a best-selling author, keynote speaker, and esteemed marriage coach, recognized for her counterculture approach to transforming relationships. Samantha has been featured on TEDx, Fox, ABC, CBS, and other international publications and podcasts. Co-creator of this summit, Samantha, is eager to introduce another inspirational guest. Take it away, Samantha.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. I am so thrilled to have Wendy Blaskovic here. Oh my goodness.
Hello.
Welcome, Wendy.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes. Well, let me formally introduce you to everyone before we get started. So Wendy Blaskovic is a mentor, an intuitive healer for women. She began her teaching career as a secondary school woodworking teacher for 11 years before returning to university to do a master's degree in education. It was during the writing of that thesis she felt a deep desire to heal, unravel, and connect with herself in an authentic way, because she realized she was living a lie. Whew. Today, you will find Wendy as a mentor and intuitive healer for women. Most importantly, she is a dedicated student of life who continues to heal her soul's calling and hear her soul's calling and uncover the magic that is already within. Woo! Welcome, Wendy. So
Thank you.
Talking to us about unraveling yourself with me from the inside out. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. So before we get into what you're about to share today, why don't you tell us a little bit more? I know I read it in your bio, but I would love to hear it from you, right? How you became this expert you are today and where you were to where you are right now.
I'll try to make a long story short because we can go
Yes.
on for forever. But basically, in my 20s and my 30s, I found myself essentially living a lie because I wasn't myself. I was doing everything for the outside world, the exterior. I looked at social media for how to look and how to be and what was the right thing to dress or say. I was doing the perfect job. There were so many parts of me that didn't fit, and I really felt like I was living these parallel lives where there was this authentic Wendy, this authentic me, and then this version I was playing on the outside, and it didn't make any sense, right? And so then
before you keep going, like, raise your hand, audience, if any of you guys, and drop it in the chat if you're watching the recording, if you can relate to that, right? Like not feeling your authentic self. Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
absolutely.
sorry.
No, it's okay, because like I just found that we're not taught to embrace or to allow ourselves to be who we are. We're always on this search, this quest for something else. The grass is always greener on the other side. What is she doing? What are they doing? That perfect something. And then we find ourselves not happy, authentically happy.
Right.
And it was that quest during my paper that it all unraveled itself. And I unraveled myself from the inside, because essentially it all starts in here, not out there.
Yes, so good, so good. And okay, so let's get into it. I would love for you to share with us the first kind of mind shift you wanted to share with our audience today.
The first one I wanted to share with you is that people will say, fake it until you make it. And faking it until you make it is essentially the opposite of what we're here to do and be in our lives. And so the faking part is not a sustainable piece, and that's why it's wrong. And we are inundated with social media, with AI, with photoshopped images constantly around. There's fake all around us.
Right.
And so staying away from that and really going through the inside of yourself and getting quiet and not focusing on that, honestly, caca, and really just getting back to who you are, because you are perfect as you are. You're here to serve as you are. There's nothing to be fixed. There's nothing to be changed. And that's the point to why faking it until you make it is just wrong. Don't do
It's
it.
I love that, because so many people out there are telling you to fake it till you make it, right? And it's said so prevalently, and just do it. Just do it. Just go through the motions. It's okay that you don't feel it. No, faking
No,
it
no,
is not going to make it. Faking it will
no,
make
it's
you more
not.
faking it.
No, falling on your face,
Yeah.
leaning in, learning, embracing, knowing that there's no perfection. You already are as you are, and there's nothing else to fix, fill, or change. Just embrace everything about your yourself, and right away, you can breathe and relax because you're not trying anymore. You're not exhausting yourself anymore.
Oh
That's
my
how I
goodness.
feel about it.
So
Yeah.
good. So good. I love that. And I know there's people watching, and I just heard, thank you, Catherine. The chat is disabled, but you can drop stuff in Q&A if you want to send us messages, if you want to relate to us. And if you can relate to Wendy and you're tired of faking it till you make it because it just leads to more
Yeah.
faking, yes. Give us some love in the Q&A box, not the chat box. All right. So Wendy, what's the next thing that you wanted to share with our audience today?
The other thing is that you may think that loving your faults,
Mhm.
loving your curses in your life, like your circumstances, your addictions, your habits, those, things that you wish you never did, but loving them is going to enable them.
Right.
And that's wrong. Loving it is actually going to shine a light on top of what is happening in your life instead of keeping it in the dark, secretive, where there's shame and guilt. So, for an example, I had an eating disorder for like 10 years, and I
Wow.
was wrapped in shame and guilt. I hid it. I had this voice in me that told me, don't ever tell a soul because they're going to see your weaknesses, how stupid you are, how smart you are, and you're still doing this.
Mm,
And the more I hated it, and I
yeah.
hated myself for it, and I promised myself day in and day out, this is my last time, it continued. And then I had this light bulb moment, something I read or something I heard, and it says, love your addiction, love your
Oh,
habits. And all of a sudden, it shone a light on what I was doing. And this monster it was, all of a sudden, I saw this little girl inside of me. And all she wanted was just to be protected. And this addiction was actually trying to protect me from getting hurt.
oh my gosh. Yes.
And so when I was able to see it for what it was, then I was able to say, you know what? I can do this on my own. I don't need to be protected. And that really allowed and enabled me to come out of this vicious cycle and circle of what was happening to me. So I can talk to you about it now. I can share it. I'm not scared anymore because the monster it was really the little
Not a
girl
monster.
inside of me.
Yes.
So shining a light on what is happening in your life is a blessing because there's a lesson in everything that you do and everything you were going through. Don't keep it in the dark. Don't
I
hate
love
it.
that. And we align so much when we have to connect after this again.
Yes.
Because I talk about one of the things. I used to work in substance use, the field, and I would
Hmm.
work in addictions, and I would tell them like that was one of the things I didn't agree with in the field of addictions, is saying, standing up and saying I am an addict. I'm not saying that that doesn't work for some, because some people
Totally.
it
Totally.
saved their life. However, the part that I don't agree with is labeling it something that we want to hide from or condemn or
Hmm.
shut out of our life, versus saying, well, this is actually a dynamic little girl in me that is scared, and this is a coping mechanism that has worked for her in the
Yes.
past, and it's not
Yes.
anymore, and that's okay, and we can help her move from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so I love what you're sharing about this, and how we don't have to look at the parts of ourselves. That's also why I don't like labels like
Yeah.
inner critic. I don't like that label, right? Because it gives
Hmm.
a negative connotation to a very
Absolutely.
dynamic part, a younger version, right? Oh, so good. So good.
All
Okay.
Sorry, go on, because we can talk about this all day long, I'm sure.
I know. We're gonna have to do
let's
like
go.
a to be continued with Wendy Blaskovic. We will.
Sounds
We
good.
started late, so we're gonna also give you some extras after the summit. So stay tuned for that.
Sounds good.
Wendy, what is the third thing that you wanted to share with everyone today?
The third thing is that you will tell yourself, and people will say, that self-care is not a selfish thing to do. And that's wrong. Self-care is selfish, and it's the best selfishness that you can take for yourself. And that is to put yourself first.
Yeah.
We give of ourselves constantly to our children, our jobs, our husbands, our houses, our chores, whatever it is. We dilute ourselves. And once our bucket is empty, there's nothing else to give. So we really do need to take that time to bring ourselves back to what makes us feel good, to bring that wholeness back, self-compassion. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It's just in the morning, 30 seconds sprinkled throughout your day, just taking a moment to breathe and realize that you're okay. And that is selfish, but in the best way possible.
I love that. And it's so interesting because I have it, right? Like when you say the word selfish, it like almost is like a gut, not a punch, but just it like you feel it in your gut.
It's just wrong. You shouldn't do that.
And we need to change the meaning of that word, right? Like in our society today, selfish is such a bad thing. It's so negative. Again, this negative connotation, when in reality, it's needed for the evolution and the continuation of our existence, right? We need to take care of ourselves.
And for us to take care of others, we have to take care of ourselves first. And that is what has to happen. Just is.
Like you said, we can't give from this empty cup. And yet we as a society have this mindset where we're not supposed to give to ourselves and we're supposed to give to everyone else. And in hopes that if everybody does what we're supposed to do, which is give to everybody else, we will survive. But that has been failing us for centuries.
Yes. And it's showing up everywhere.
Right? Oh my gosh. So true. Yeah. Catherine's like, yes. So let's recap. Share the first 1, 2, 3. Like let's really allow everyone to like sink into what you're sharing today.
Okay. The first one was fake it until you make it. It's not going to work. It's not a sustainable way of living, of being. Just be your authentic self and give yourself a break.
Got it.
The next thing was
it till you make it. Got it.
Yes. Love what is not going well in your life. Love the addictions, love your habits, love yourself. That's the only way that you're going to be able to shine a light on and understand, unravel what is really going on in you.
Yeah. And then the last, like, love your whole self, like all the, right? The dark,
every single part.
Yes, all the parts. Nice.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then the third one
is that self-care is not selfish, but it is, and it is in the best way possible to fill your bucket, to fill your love tank, to get you to feel energized and good about yourself. So then you're able then to help everyone else.
Yes. Oh, so good. So good. So Wendy actually has some gifts for all of you. I want her to be able to share that before we head on out of here today. So your first gift, this is for everyone, all attendees, will be for the 3 and 3 morning routine starter guide. Can you share more about just a little bit about what that is?
Absolutely. So what it is that it is a 3 and 3 morning routine that you can do first thing in the morning before anyone wakes up, before this thing starts to bug you and ding. And you can just tune into yourself, tune into your body, tune into your intentions, and to set your day up for how you want it to go. Nice. And it's just, again, it's not a lot of time, but enough time just to set your GPS of life. Right. Yes. And that's, I think, that we lack, just knowing where we want to go, how we want to feel, how we want to be, and how we want to live. And that's your opportunity.
I love it. Okay. I hope you can see me, my message in the chat. I know you guys said it was disabled for you. Can you guys see? I dropped that link. Yes. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and click on that right now. I want you guys to enter your email, first and last name, and claim this amazing gift from Wendy right this second. Go ahead. There's 8 of us in here. We can do this right this second. And while you're doing that, I want Wendy to share the 3 and 3 morning routine guidebook for our VIP ticket holders. So go ahead while you're doing that. Share a little bit about that, Wendy.
Absolutely. So what the VIP guidebook is that it really takes you in depth through each of the levels of how to start your day and how to maintain that. It also includes a 30-day challenge. So then you can really just track and be on top of it. So on Monday that you can just write down a couple of notes as to what your intentions were, how your body is feeling, really get in depth with it. And then you move on to the next stage just to build that pathway. Because the more we walk on those pathways, then the more that we're going to follow that during the difficult times when life is challenging. We can always go back to where our intentions are at.
I love it. Okay, we only have a few seconds. So
yes,
go ahead and claim your free gift. And then if you don't have a VIP ticket, go get that now so you can get her VIP gift. Any final words of wisdom, Wendy?
2 of them is that do less and be more. Do less in your life so you have more space and time to do it. And on top of your gifts, then you also get a chance to have my book, which was just published last month. So I'm super excited about it. And you can get your special edition, which is signed by me, and you get a special gift on top of that as well. So you just have to contact me for it. So I'm really proud of all of that stuff.
Thank you so much, Wendy. And congratulations on your book. That was amazing.
And likewise with yours.
Thank you for joining us for another amazing session on the Sacred Success Summit. For more information or to apply to be a speaker at one of our upcoming events, email our team at breakthrough@clarityconfidenceconnection.com. Now, tune in to another transformational speaker.